sure I'm heard. Trying to mess with the sound on all of our tank lately. Man, some of us just communicating and talking like, man, they like, damn, the Most High just look through the whole knocks. All the knocks. American niggas, all the knocks now, like everybody trying to get on that. Coming to America, oh my goodness. Everybody ain't going to Africa. Everybody ain't running to Africa. Everybody ain't running to Europe. People are starting to come to grips to see, like, okay, niggas are a little bit different in the world, you know, than most people, you know. People are starting to understand that. You can see how, you know, black folks in America, that's from America, from the mainland, are different, especially in sports. It's not that mugs are just athletic dummies. Nah, ain't no daggone dummy. It's just that the work and the curriculum that the schools try to have people to do, or athletes to do, is just like it's not even worth doing, really. You know, you're wasting time. There's nobody telling the truth about anything, anyways, and they're not learning something that they can actually better in their life, like, you know, certain ways of studying. Now, if you got people who go into school who play football, then hey, you know, they just mainly play football. They don't even care about the study. You know, you see, you know, videos or movies or shows about the jocks who are having people do their homework and shit like that. So they finna go to the league, you know. stuff is going down, you know what I mean? So anyhow, they show you they don't care. They get you if you're young and you're talented. However, let's just jump into this, man, because this is real. We you know, we're gonna go ahead and jump back into our whole little supernatural thing, building on, you know, the atmospheric reality, the unseen control of the scene. This is one of the realest things that everybody's gonna start catching on to. This is why it's important to do the spirit work, you know. It's very important. Our ancestors put in the spirit work. So it's up to us to continue on to do it. You know, we were made an example in the world, you know, our people laugh at us still. They don't really look at what we have done and accomplished as a people under severe oppression. And it's not to say that the oppression came from like white folks only. It took another type of nigga to kind of figure out how to oppress a nigga that, you know, this cold, but he couldn't do it forever, you know. But they did. But on our side of the world, we weren't dealing with a lot of wars. We learned how to yield to certain things. We don't have a broken personality disorder. It was on our, you know, in America. America, as ancient times, and even all the way up into the 1800s, even all the way up until 1900s, we weren't a broken personality disordered people. People got the history, you know, taught to them a certain way to make it seem like niggas were actually dumb and didn't know nothing. And that was kind of straight, you know, opposite of what was really going on. You know, now the pieces in the puzzle is being put together. We're starting to learn about the unseen controlling the scene. It's always the unseen. The unseen is the spirit realm. Now, on our side of the world, we didn't have all those wars dealing with, you know, the false gods, Baal and Ashtaroth, and false Osirises and Luamung, and, you know, false god Jabril or Gabriel and Thoth. We didn't have that on our side of the world. Our side of the world, we got exposed to a false god who sent emissaries to our land, and, you know, got into our temples, where our big ass cathedrals that you see nowadays, that they turn into churches, through the false god Luamung, who, you know, that he came up with the Roman Catholic. He the one that found Constantine and gave him the religion. We're putting this all together from the unseen and bringing it to the scene now, you know. But now we're seeing the niggas in America why certain things is going down. All right, so in our land, we had one false god come through, and we was able to pick them apart. After that, we unified all the way up on the northern mainland. Anybody run that 33rd parallel? It was a man named Hiawatha. They don't really talk about him. And I chopped it up about him a few times, about Hiawatha and Minnehaha, and how they come together. It's the symbolism of how they come together and flow into the Mississippi, and the Mississippi flows down into, you know, the great Sea of Sociopan, or they call it Gulf of Mexico. They give it different names. That's a special waters down there. Yucatan pyramids, all that's right there. Mississippi's right across the way. Louisiana, Texas, all that is right across the way from Yucatan. You know, Mexico. So anyhow, on our side of the world, we're dealing with spirituality and nature, and which basically allows us to deal in creative our gifts and skills and all these different things through technology. Now we're utilizing things in the land like copper that we found and jewels and diamonds and shit. How we learn how to mine for these things. And fruitarian vegan diet. Fruitarian vegan diet. I got the other channel. I'm gonna jump on there and shit. You know what I mean? We're gonna chop it up over there, so I can keep it, you know, more universal on there. But I be talking about the chosen ones and cultures who don't have a bias, you know, look on things, who kind of know their way. You know what I mean? Because when we were under the spell, we looked at everybody else as better than us anyways, and we was like we still bigging everybody up, but nobody bigged us up while we was under the spell, and they was under the spell too. But anyhow, though, back to America and our world, how we got everything popping off. And, you know, we were already infiltrated. This is why the no false Christ or God can live on our land, can really thrive in the atmosphere of our land. Because we have a heaven, which is the atmospheric heavens, are total under control. It was infiltrated for a little bit, but it's peace. It was under total control. We had it under total control as far as a lineage of living on earth as a mortal and growing off and becoming your natural self, which is an Ethereum. Which we are here, ether, like we Ethereans, ether, that's who we naturally are, and they know that. That's why we look different. They call us Ali and Ali. Your crown is your hair. Your hair has a certain spiral. It's connected to the ether. You get inspired through, you know, spirits, your ancestors, people that are just energy alone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Peace. I appreciate you, King Guy. What's happening? So, you know, so we, you know, you be connected to that. And through our diet, of course, because that's how they got us off our ship when they infiltrated and came to America. This is separation between us and the Moors. Shout out to all the bros putting it down for, you know, separating the Moors from us. Because, you know, we looked at Moors before. Those that are my age, the OGs that are my age, are doing their jobs. They like doing what's supposed to be, because, you know, you have fake CIA agents trying to infiltrate our community, trying to come in and say they're going to do things like the Black Panther Party, talking about they going to do a little safe night place, whatever shit, making fun of the situations of what's going on, you know, and what's been going on. We putting an end to all that shit. The Most High is at work right now, you know. And so, yeah, for my people who putting in their work, showing that there's a separate between us and the Moors. Like, we actually taught them, not only in the modern times, but in the ancient times. We already traveled the world and left our faces in stones in places like Angkor Wat. You know, Angkor Wat is one of the biggest so-called, they call it religious, but it's really spiritual temples on earth. You know what I'm saying? And so, peace, I appreciate you. Love. You know what I'm saying? On earth, you know what I mean? And we showed through our hair, through our kinky spiral and hair, you know what I'm saying? How you can, I just twist it up real fast. Nobody can do that. They know nobody got hair like that. You know what I'm saying? They can form the number 9, the spiral 9 or the 6, whatever one. My born is 9 and 6. You know what I mean? That comes together. 9 and 6 is 1 and 5, which is, you know, 1 and 5 is 6 once again, dealing with supreme equality. You know, I just try to come in with the equality to add into, you know, what we got going on. So anyhow, though, I ain't want to get off subject because I wanted to hurry up and keep it on these false gods and shit so we can see what the unseen is doing. So these unseen niggas, they ain't really niggas, man. These motherfuckers is other beings from other worlds beyond the poles that got trapped in here now, trying to control Most High's people on the promised land, on the true land. And so a lot of wars went down. We had to learn a lot of things, you know. Everybody see that we're resilient still as a people. That our ancestors put in the work already for us to be able to even get to this point. And this point is the turning point, because now we got to our whole Kundalini energy. They attack us through our Kundalini, our sexual energy. You know, they wonder how we can create. They were jealous of us so long ago. There was a bro who did a video about it, because he went in depth with the shit. I'm just going to chop it up and just say this how it is. But the bro, we know the truth now. Another fellow Mississippian NAGA dropped it down, the science of the Moors, just to let you know that niggas was already Phoenicians, all of that went through the Mediterranean and set up shop and, you know, taught these mothers over in Arab Minor. God didn't say that, though. The God didn't say Arab Minor, but that's pretty much what it is, Arabian. And over there, you got false gods and shit that, you know, still have control over these mortals because of the fact that shit, they not us. You know, they're not like us. So, you know, when we came over there and gave them the fruits and how to plant the shit, they developed this cluster B personality disorder against their big bro. You know, they knew that we was coming from a place that we already was thriving for thousands of years with big ass buildings and shit. You know, stone masonry built into the earth. You know, things that I think we got all this shit. Tones. Look at Most High coming in right now. I'm telling you, the border just came out of nowhere. Look at that. I'm telling you, dude. So Most High, they wouldn't even supposed to do that right now, at least. You know what I mean? So yeah, so anyhow though, you know, on that side of the world, like I say, we were in war, meaning that, you know, even though we had the Most High on our side, our angels, which is our ancestors that guided us on that side of the world and showed us how to get to these worlds, who inspired us to read the stars, who inspired us to count the days and how to plant. Our ancestors showed us that. We got common sense, which is meaning that we know that we are connected to the Most High. They say that the All Spirit is the only land that the All Spirit was truly on was Gautama or America, that's going to be the land of the prophecy, which a lot of nations are going to inhabit that land, but it's going to ultimately belong to the copper color man, they say. So that land belonged to everybody before, but now it's being returned to the copper man. That's what it's been prophesied. True copper color. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, you have this war with false gods want to send their emissaries like the Moors, because these are niggas. Now these niggas were taught by, you know, us as well, but they became jealous and deceitful. They didn't know how to make silk and shit like that, how to get the worm to make silk and all this shit, man. You know how to know how to make this fabric that'll be in tune with your melanin molecule and keep you electric and high vibrational and not having to eat that much, so you can be spiritually in tune. We knew all this shit. You know, but when the war took place, they had a long time to be without us to figure out certain strategies and certain ways to attack us. After going to our land, to and fro, sending their royalty to our land, but they were already plotting on how to get in through marriage and shit like that. You see the movie Coming to America, Eddie Murphy had to marry a motherfucker who wanted to bring it back to his continent, to his land and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to marry one of ours. That's the main reason. Just like when you see with the you know, down in South America, I think it was the Inca, and, you know, King Charles, this is the 5th or the 4th, but one of them niggas had to, you know, he ain't really a nigga. The niggas is in our land, but, you know, he had to marry one of the naturals. He had to marry one of the naturals in the land to get in tune with the Incas and hence shut it down and get all his little minions over on the land. They got some shit popping off in my eye. They're trying to get at me, man. So, you know, that's how they got over into the land. And when you come over to the land, they know the science of spirituality. We was already attacked. A lot of our people died off, a whole bunch. If we were attacked on all sides of our shores, all the way down to Chile up to Alaska, you got to understand, these Muslims there was a great war that took place. You know, they really want to see the land of Put. They want to see the land of the ancestors, the black soil, where it all came from. Now we got people right now buying up all the land in the South in Tennessee. You got the yogi dude from the Hindustan, yogi dude that be on there with the gray beard and shit. You know, he got some land in Tennessee. Where my pops is from. A lot of our pops is from, and peoples is from, and we've been through Memphis and all of that. Like, yo, you ain't juking like the Memphis niggas, man. That's our shit. You know what I'm saying? How you think Michael can dance like that? How you think all these people in New York can do all the, you know, yeah, they had break dancing, but we had also that sliding type dancing too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas moved out to New York, man. And they weren't just everybody weren't from New York. A lot of people went to New York from the South and helped flavored up New York. And, you know, that became, you know, the sauce. So anyhow though, we moved like that. And, you know, a lot of people trying to infiltrate on our, on our culture, but our culture is ever evolving. It's not stuck in doing one dance for 1,000 years and shit, and hitting the drum, boom, boom, one way. That's cool when you learn how to hit the drum, but we're so complex that we're like, had the horns in there too, bam, You got rhythm. You hitting tones now. You know, you created a piano. They try to make that shit came like it came from Europe. Like, nah, nigga, we already had a piano. Piano is a very sophisticated drum with tones. Now you can read your notes now. You know what I mean? Now you can write notes, write music just with the piano alone. You can hit the key, bing, that's okay, C note, bing, boom, dum, 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 write that shit down for motherfuckers who don't know how to create like that too much. And you can hit, like, how you do that? Here, you know, I show you how to do it. I'm gonna write it down for you. You just gotta play it like this. Hopefully they got some kind of rhythm and connected to the soul, be connected to the creator. They can play the same shit that you wrote. Love you got them. We different than them folks. That's why they want to have America's Got Talent. You got a nigga, you got a white boy from England trying to judge the talent over in America and shit. Cause America got talent. That's who got talent, nigga. That's who got talent. Ain't nobody else got talent. Not like that. You have to see the American. America is the earth angel, big dog. The mortals in America or the niggas in America are the earth angels who inspire the whole entire world. And if the world's cut off from us, it's gonna be an age of darkness for everybody. Like, there's not gonna be no, it's gonna be stagnation. It's gonna be nothing to do. You won't have nothing to do. It's gonna be the most severest punishment of all, to be separated from the niggas. All niggas gotta do is just be in tune. And why I say it like that, the niggas from America, because we're gonna eventually connect with our island people and shit, because we love them, you know what I'm saying? We know already, you know, island people snap, but they really love you. So we cool with them. But it's the bros coming from overseas now. You know what I'm saying? That haven't put in that work. Our ancestors on that side of the world put in the work, even through so-called slavery in the Caribbean. We still put in that work. We still learn the herbs. We still learn how to heal ourselves. We still learn how to trick so-called massa. We still learn how to connect with our ancestors and the all spirit. We had to do that shit in privacy. These motherfuckers knew that we were so connected to the all spirit that they try to kill you for even giving praise to the Most High. To the point they had to give you somebody else, to a false god named Luaman, to give you a false Christ and shit, to run you. But now that shit's taking over because he already thrown in the atmospheric hell. That's what we're building on too. You know what I mean? Because the Moors run with that nigga. He came through. Everybody talking about more, nigga. No, nigga, no. You trying to include yourself in America. You with the niggas that's trying to include themselves in America. And they're trying to detour niggas to not accept their tribal, natural, you know, inheritance, which would connect them to ethereal. It's past money and status on earth and shit. We're gonna have a status it's gonna be given back to us on earth regardless. They ain't got what you call, it'll be the right way and everything. Like, look, we fucked up. Here, we know your status is this, and this. Or this right here. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, you know? Most High use the enemy as a footstool. You ain't gotta go in there and be negotiating with these motherfuckers in their courts, playing their games. They get you in the court, they can play the game with you. Why? Because you're not even in the right uniform when you're in the court, bro. You're in there with baggy jeans and shit like that, or tights on, or whatever the fuck. You're not in the right uniform. So now they already got it checked. They know already to sit you on. If the motherfucking judge is the magistrate, he ain't even a judge, it's a magistrate. They playing games with you right there. So you in there giving up your freedom going in this motherfucker. Now they sitting on the bank, or they sitting on the bench, and the bench is Latin for bank. They sitting on the money. Basically, they sitting on your ass and shit. Now they can let you have this continental breakfast and sitting you down for 72 of them, with hours and shit, so they feed you or whatever in the fuck this bullshit. Everything, man. Instead of just striving to just stay about the shit. But our righteous ones is coming to, you know, that righteous, that sight. All of us is like tuning in, repent, you know, celibacy, showing the realness. Like, yo, we have to disconnect. Check my shit. We have to disconnect from a motherfucker. I'm talking about like from the system. According to what's going on, how bad the Moor wants to get into our shit. I like the little video. The Moors got the judge shook and all that. You know what I'm saying? Playing the games, their own shit. And they want to say that our people is the tribal people, that you don't have nothing and this, that, and the third. It's like, yo, hold up, big dog. You want niggas to give up their shit, so you might be from the niggas that's over there, because you might hate niggas that's from America and shit. You might have that type of hate in your heart. You know, you might hate another brother. Niggas in America, if they are real niggas, they love another brother, G. If they're a real nigga, they love another brother. They won't have that hate in their heart. Or like, you ain't got the heart to do it. Like, a lot of the niggas that do shit like that, they had the hate. They probably came from overseas if they ain't had that, you know, remorse inside of them. You know, it's a lot of things, man. Our people really, you know, it gets deeper on our side of the world because we go through these things and we go to, you know, we graduate off the earth plane at different ages of development in our spirituality, like hundreds of years and shit. It's dealing with atmosphere now. I'm gonna jump into that. I gotta peep the game and shit. I'm feeling the moment. Gotta come over here. I got the water, so the spirit is cool. So we should be straight. So yeah. So with the Moors, his whole little dirty scheme is getting, like, you know, pointed out. No matter how these mothers try to finesse it with their whole little, you the Moor, you're just telling me what I'm this, that, and the third. You're following orders from the false goddess Astaroth and Baal, who all them niggas been caught already and shit. So you still just spreading bullshit. Like, it don't make no goddamn sense. You're spreading bullshit still, and them niggas is already in hell. These niggas done turned on each other. The false Osiris got caught. That's why none of that shit resonates with us no more. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that resonates with us now is the all spirit, yourself, your soul, your kundalini, loving yourself, which you'll be loving your brother, getting back to being true and real. In our land, we were true and real. We weren't even lying to one another. You know what I'm saying? We starting to do it now. Well, we actually about to come up out of that shit. People thought it wasn't even gonna happen, that you can't even live without lying to one another. But we've had a whole culture who have a good time without lying to one another. Why? Because it's embedded in our genes to keep it real. It's not like when keeping it real goes wrong. It's just the fact that we just some truthful motherfuckers, kid. And we know that truth is over everything, you know? And with these individuals, how they came into the game, how they trying to manipulate us and put their false gods on us. If you're a Moor, you're dealing with false god Louis Among, which is a Roman Catholic shit, or you're dealing with Jibril, which is Islam. It's one of them two, nigga. You ain't just dealing with the all spirit. You think that Allah is the all spirit. It can be to you in your heart, but at the same time, that wasn't the case. Even with Louis Among. These are beings who live in atmosphere, man, and they stay in there and they're influencing mortals. So when they had these Moors train these Cabbage Patch Kids for 800, 700 years or something like that, they trained these motherfuckers to do what the hell they do. They taught them how to do what they do. So when they got over to us, they knew that how we was gonna treat these people. They knew we was gonna treat them so goddamn kind and give them places and give them lands and have ceremonies and be happy and clothe them and shit. Put clothes on them. Give them areas in the city that they can have and everything. They knew they was gonna do this shit. And what happened? They told them once we did this shit, this is what you're gonna have to do. Because these people didn't even know. If you see the Cabbage Patch arriving on the trains from the pictures that we do have, these people don't have no smiles on their face. They don't know nothing about happiness, man, or joy. And see, I have videos already showing, you know what I'm saying, back when people who was just coming to light more so, with the Phoenicians and the so-called Tatari shirts. I just say Tatari just to trigger them up, but the Phoenicians, where I took the pictures of destruction, did the videos showing the bow and arrow with the NAGA on the daggone buildings and everything. The NAGA with the hard hats on these old buildings, man. And there's niggas with the hard hats on, these are niggas and shit. Walking with the muscle, wasn't no white man and shit. You know what I'm saying? Showing them from their primitive time to, like, you know, with the feather and all the way up to the hard hat time. Like, nigga, we've been through a whole culture. We build shit. That's what we do. And, yeah, and I was gonna get a little deep. I kind of mixed it around a little bit, but, cause I got off. I know I was gonna say something about that, the loyal monk and false Christ and all them things. You know what I'm saying? But they already caught up. And they're in the lower heavens. I was gonna say something else, man, that was getting a little close. I don't like when I do it, man, because I feel these energies walking around and shit. And it's like, they want to come down on the nigga and I'll be like, ah, man. And they'll sit and try to offend me because there's a whole bunch of them. Oh, yeah, bam, Cabbage Patch. I'm glad I said it. Boom. Cabbage Patch. These people didn't even have no happiness in them, man. You know what I'm saying? So if they pull up on the land, you see them mugs in Chicago, on Lake Michigan. And, you know, it could be a cool day. But at the same time, they on the beach with fully dressed suits on. And if you see these videos, I was doing these videos in the past. I was seeing how they came to play. They were showing old school cities back in the day, like how San Francisco used to look in color. and how Chicago looked and color, like somebody purposely recorded this just so they can put it out 100 and some years later so we can see it and study it now and be like, damn, these motherfuckers didn't build this shit with horse and carriage. And even though horse and carriage is good, but it's like they didn't build it with horse and carriage, and they need to have power tools and moving things and all of this shit. But when you see videos like this, you see that it was like black people in the towns, you know, that was moving around, and they were chauffeuring, you know, white folks. And the black people were smiling, like, where we're going, the camera's on them, and they're like, you know, they learning what the camera is. But these are old black and white footages. They just turned color from 1911 type shit, driving, you know, on a motor cart in New York, driving white folks that just arrived off the train. The white folks is just straight faced. They don't know what the fuck to do. Black folks still, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? They already live in a civilization, and so they're showing them how to live. So when more and more of these motherfuckers came through, that's when the gangs and the wars in New York and all that shit start going on. And all that shit start popping off because everybody start coming in with all their false spirits. As long as they knew, all their familiar spirits, as long as they knew what, you know, Christ was or Allah was, then they were kind of cool. Most of them were dealt with, you know, Christianity more so. They came into the land. You know what I'm saying? So it was more so about, you know, Luyamon coming into the game anyways. And so the Moors burned that in. Shit. Left around. The Moors brung that in, big dog. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I got the thugs over here. They want to come down and say hi and shit. Say what's up, y'all. Want to come say what's up? Come here. I say, nigga, it's about that time. It's about that time. So yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap it up though. But that's pretty much what it is. You know, just to put behind, you know, because we always talk about the spirit, but people don't really want to believe in the unseen realm and shit. Like, the spirit is what's controlling the shit, and people have access to these lower heavens to get orders to do certain things, especially to niggas. They already know. They don't want you to know to connect with the spirit because they want to keep you dormant and make sure you don't connect to none of your ancestors that's been already here 100 years ago, that's been swift and smart, all these different things. But as long as they have their own little order down, and they have their own little false gods and false orders on with low grades in the atmosphere realm, that's showing them how to manipulate you, they all good. But now that time is up. They can't manipulate you forever and shit, you know what I mean? But they want us to believe, and like, there's good in every culture. It's like, you know, the NOI wanted us to believe that, you know, that all white folks was bad and shit. That came from the other side. Remember, they got the little war thing. But at the same time, a majority of them can be that's in our land. But we don't know about all of them, so we're not really judging them. We have to go about what's going on in our land. However, though, man, when you're dealing with the Moors, you're dealing with who allowed the so-called cabbage patch to come into the land, that right there alone, they're trying to take credit for the buildings and everything and shit, man. They're trying to act like they did every damn thing, and they know goddamn on well they didn't. And these are Moors that are probably native, that are true native Aboriginal niggas in America that just really just fascinated and have this Stockholm syndrome to the motherfuckers on the other side. You know, we as Americans, we always loved anyone who came to us. It's the American way. If you made it up, it means you had to be kind of like disciplined enough to even be around us. We see now that people are not even disciplined enough to even be around us. Not even our children. They can't even be around our teenagers. The police are not even natural Native Americans that are actually policing the children or the youth out here. So they're actually violating their freedom, their constitutional rights, messing with them without the parent being there. You know what I'm saying? Locking them up because, you know, you don't know that you gave your rights up with your children being wards of the states and shit like that. We don't know none of that shit. But it just goes to show you they'll use people from other cultures against you. They're really not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to profile you and say it's a black so-and-so, so-and-so. They know, nigga, that nigga's a native. That's a nigga. You can't say these are Moor. How you gonna have somebody on the radio and say, oh, this is a Moor running down the street? They're not gonna say that. Just like they can't say this is a Somalian running down their way. They know already. They smart enough to know if it's a Somalian, if it's a motherfucking whatever, a Mexican or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They know already, dude. It was designed to pinpoint to babies. You have to be a tribe. You have to come out their system and have it. Tribe has land and shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go into their commerce society. You ain't no more. You're not addicted to buying shit. You need to go buy shit. They don't even make the shit. We showed them how to make the shit. We showed them how to weave. We learned how to weave from our ancestors who know how to weave light. Weaving it on earth is just a prerequisite of learning how to weave light when you get in the spiritual realm. It's little shit we do. They just now learning it. These mothers really wish that they could come to our heavens, G. They really wish that they had our inheritance. Now, this is the time that you really got to separate from us. The only way you can do that, because these motherfuckers really sexual. They had sex with these people, man, these white folks, for hundreds of years without us even in their presence, man. We ain't do shit like that. They molested, sodomized, did everything to these white folks. It's in their genes to come over and fuck with us like that. They realizing that we not like them. And some of them is feeling bad about that shit. They like these, and it's in there. They don't know why they hate niggas. It's been embedded in their genes. They from them niggas. When the NOI said that black man make white man, and they try to include us in that shit. And no, nigga, we were in America. We didn't have nothing to do with Yakub doing nothing over there, nigga. That had nothing to do with us. Even the little false shit they try to make up with the false Malachi York talking about another gravitation that took place somewhere in the Central Americas. Whatever, he couldn't really pinpoint it down, man. He just wanted to include us into their failures. They want to get into Eden, our shit, so bad. They want to get into our heaven so bad, man. They're willing to do anything. They'll do anything. Try to control our music industries and shit. Try to control how our talent is expressed. They'll put a nigga that's probably a Moor from another side of the world to make it seem like he's a nigga in America and run a business called Bad Boy type shit. That nigga's a Moor the whole goddamn time. Sodomizing motherfuckers and doing everything. And our shit, we feel bad for doing it. If R. Kelly was so bad, I mean, I ain't saying that he beat bitches and shit like that, but I'm pretty sure they was kind of mesmerized. They was mad that he used his light to lure the chicks in, to allow them to do to do it anyways. Instead of being like someone who has to be pedophilish and shit, dip your pills, even though the motherfuckers there, you gotta take a motherfucker, do this, make a pill, watch me do this. When is that? Fuck your mind up. Then now you next. We weren't like that. This is why celibacy is important with niggas in America, because them motherfuckers can't do it. I guarantee it. They'll try. They gonna try, but they can't do it, man. I can guarantee it, man. They molested us as a child too. They did that shit to us. So when they did that to them, they did that to us on the plantation, on our land. You know what I mean? On holy land, on our land, on our soil. The Moors is the ones gonna answer for the shit. We don't even see them, but we know that they going through it, nigga. And not the Moors on TikTok and shit like that. Them niggas ain't the real Moors. They ain't got your ass in the castles and shit. You ain't them. You just out here a pawn and shit. They're just using you to spread a little information to try to get niggas to use our heart, which is our direct connection to the Most High. Why? Because we the only motherfuckers down on earth that can do it. Show me somebody else. Ain't nobody else can do it. Your heart is a vortex. It's not a pump. They lied to you like it was a pump. They want to control your heart. Your heart is how you get to the heavens. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is the earth. It's basically Midgard. Once you get your light up to the heart chakra, you can feel shit a little bit more. You can be in tune with yourself a little bit more, which is this and everything that's outside us, around you, all naturally occurring. All 99 naturally occurring elements, or all 92, whatever they want to call it. But it's all of the naturally occurring elements that you have inside of you. Your heart is gold. And they already proved that. That's the most gold that you can find in the body is at the heart. And I'm pretty sure they found it at a black man's heart too. Or niggas. You know what I'm saying? And nigga is the one who got the light to the crown chakra. He got your Naga energy up. That's what they don't want to tell you and shit. That Kundalini, that snake, that serpent energy, once that light hit, boom, everybody waking up. Dragons, mama, that's the cue. All it needs is one of us to get it up like the daggone Mercury and shit. It's like, boom, ain't that the cue too? The Mercury, red Mercury with the energies and the ethers and shit. You got all that shit inside you. But it all revolves around our light, us repenting, getting away from their shit. They gave us all their false prophets, the MOORS sign symbol, the Marcus Garveys, the NOIs. You know, it's coming with the nation of gods and earths. We just use knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be able to break their shit down. Like, we're not none of that shit. We were just kids learning that, oh, wait a minute, y'all say we this, and that. Ain't we gods? Turned out to be, we're gods, and we're baby gods that have light that's going to grow in the atmosphere to grow outside of the earth realm. Turns out to be, that's who we truly are. The Etherian gods are like fire. Atmospherian gods are in a state of flux. They're on their way to go out into Etherian. And that's when you begin life. That's eternal life. It's all dependent upon your resurrections. And you can do it while you're in the flesh. They watch us do it all the time. That's why they want us to decline, to descend more so, to be on earth with them, to be in their animalistic nature with them. When it's only a nigga around and you around everybody else, you'll realize most motherfuckers is really in their animalistic nature. They just got a good cluster B personality disorder mask that they use to cover their narcissistic sociopathic ways. And you know, and us being under them spells, when you get out of America, you'll see, because that's where that blanket of spell is at, and the spell that's breaking, you know. And the more of us do that semen retention that it's American niggas, the more of us, the faster everything start hitting. You know what I'm saying? All the dragons and shit, everything start throwing out. You know, they trying to refreeze the dragon, and none of that shit's gonna pop off. They had to freeze the dragon like a crocodile, like the crocodile's breathing out of water. You couldn't kill her. You know what I'm saying? No weapon can kill her. They told us that in Revelations. You know what I'm saying? They little Michael Angel and all them niggas and shit. They couldn't motherfucking fuck with it and shit. You know what I'm saying? The big mama. They was all in fear. And we the babies. And they know it too. Nightmares is ensuing in these motherfuckers. They on the first resurrection of Earth. Not even second. We got second already in control, especially over on our homelands. This is why a lot of shit's popping off. And you know, we gotta allow this shit to take place. The refinement, all we gotta do is just do what we gotta do. Get that kundalini to the top. You know what I mean? You know, you're gonna be more, people gonna be more attracted to you, you're gonna be more sexual looking. It's not that you're more sexual, like, you know, you're not sexual. There's a difference between gay looking and a person who's in their divine feminine energy that's a man. You can tell the person who has a different kundalini, their kundalini is going the opposite direction. They don't have control over that. You know, when the kundalini is going the opposite direction, you don't have control over your lustful thoughts at that time, or desires, or money making schemes and tactics and shit. That's their goal. That's why they have those little freak off parties and shit like that, to make sure that your light don't go the right way. Because if it did, you wouldn't be doing none of that shit, because you would be in your right mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. The whole goal is to get you outside of your right mind and shit. To get you doing anything opposite of yourself, feeding you the wrong foods, giving you putting you in the wrong environments and shit. Look, I see you right there. Say what's up. You wanna say hi? Say hi? Alright. You know what I'm saying? Putting your spirit at harm's way. It did a lot to our people. The plantation is big. It's on our whole, you know, it's not just little shit no more. It's on the world level. We got big global stars now that's falling. I mean, we have people down our plantation, like people that we see that everybody mimicked on a world level though. And these people couldn't even flex and buy things for the neighborhood. And we're not, like, I'm not mad at them. I mean, I know they couldn't do it. They have to flex on us and shit. They couldn't flex on the so-called people who did our style, you know what I'm saying, and took all the gold and our jewelries and shit, our diamonds, which hence get all the influence from dumbass niggas who think that means something to these motherfuckers who are liars and thieves. It don't even have no power. They holding our treasure. They don't even have no power. Ain't none of them motherfuckers truthful. They can't even walk in a room and stay that damn long around our shit. You probably die being around all that, the gold and shit like that. You know, it's different. For us to be around that shit, you have to be very high opportunity. You have to eat fruit. You can't not eat no damn fruit and you sitting on, and you wearing diamonds and gold and shit like that. I'm talking about, man, you know how much electricity you got in you at that point? Let alone in your melanin molecule. Hey, y'all. Let alone in your melanin molecule. Shit. That's alive. Pardon me, y'all. Watch out. Don't do that. Love you, y'all. You know? What the beat? What's happening, beat? know what I'm saying? So that just shows the proof. They just holding your shit. It's like ISIS. When I see like white folks in places like this, I'm like, what the fuck is you doing here? Why? You can't even be outside, like sitting out here with me like this. I had a badass looking white girl that anybody would have went for. I was in the sun. I just had to. It dawned on me. I'm like, she ain't gonna be able to sit here that long with me and shit. And she was burning up, trying to sit there next with me, man. Sit there next to me. I knew it too. I did kind of say, like, you wanna go over there and shit? About to melt. It's hot, bitch. So I know you. I know. And some niggas act like it's hot. It's like, oh, just stick there for a second. It ain't hot. You're just getting used to it. But if you got parasites in you, then yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to wear real jewelry anyways and shit. If you got parasites in you, the jewelry gonna make you take the shit. You're gonna be all itchy, fucked up and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can only wear it for a certain amount of time and shit before the jewelry will weigh out on you. And a lot of these people got fake jewelry anyways. There are a lot of these people to give us jewelry. It's not even our jewelry. Jewels, Reed, that's our shit anyways. You know what I'm saying? But it's fake. Who the fuck can sell you $1 million chain? You got an Asian man that can sell you $1 million chain? You got someone over from Arabia and Dubai? You know, the false gods over there is Gabriel and Luamong and them niggas and shit. It's like, damn, nigga, they selling you shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get the low-end version. I get the Hermer diamond. I know it's a diamond. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a diamond, goddammit. My truth will help activate the motherfucker. I wear the other stones. Opaz, the color, all them stones. Nigga. I charge up in the sun. I'm finding stones like this and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is obsidian. Found this in the ground naturally occurring and shit. I just charge it up in the sun. Fuck it. It worked. Keep the devils away. Shit, that's what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just use what we can get out the store and all, right? Yeah, fool's gold, I'll use that shit. What they call it? What's fool's gold? Forgot, pyrite. You know what I'm saying? I'll still use it for what it's worth. We've already been using this shit. You know? They just got our high-end shit like rubies and shit like that. They got our rubies and stuff. Sapphire, you know, you still get some sapphire somewhere. You know what I mean? We already divided our shit in birthstones. Like, niggas was so advanced. Nigga, what's your birthstone? Oh, my birthstone is this. Oh, why is your birthstone that? Because Most High said it, nigga. On our land, and that's what we had. Shit. You got a such thing as a birthstone, nigga? Damn. Yeah, you do too. Let me show you. Like, damn, we showing motherfuckers that. They mad and pissed off, nigga. I'm telling you. We got temples all in our land and shit. We talking to angels from galaxies far fucking away who lived on Earth 100,000 years ago. Nigga, we talking to these niggas that are already, that's a god of a certain area for that's manages a certain area for 1,000 years in one area, that's schooled in another area for another 50,000 years. We talking to guys like that live, I'm talking about 50,000 Earth years. We know the equivalents and shit. We're talking to guys like that, but now the communication's off because we have to deal with this shit. Most High coming in with the shit. Told y'all. Bring it in, man. You know what's up. All right, hold on. Before I fuck up some shit. See, look. I'm telling you, man. It responds and shit. Right, my time. Because it's supposed to not be, you know, wet right here. You know what I'm saying? And to make sure it don't come all the way up, too. That's something else. I'm telling you, the water's alive, man. People be seeing this shit. They be like, damn, we got the birds and shit. It'd be crazy. I walk down the street, bird laying on my shoulder, motherfuckers, and devil be like, ah! What? Alright, so anyway, but that's representing us though, because they gave us a bad name and shit. And it ain't for me. It ain't for me personally. It represents all of us because we ain't got many of us over this motherfucker. So we like, yo, nigga, we gotta make represent. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no beggars and shit. One nigga is a beggar over here. But no, nigga, we creators and shit. All you gotta do is tap in. But yeah, keeping us, you know, in our low vibratory energy and our kundalini going opposite direction, that's what fucks everything up. This is why taking our power back to our kundalini and through celibacy is the way, the truth, and the light to get to heaven on earth, the heaved up place which is in the head. Right here, you get that oil up. You already anointed this in you. It's anointed in our people. The Most High is already in us. You know, all we have to do is get up to this point, and we still can communicate. And at this point, we don't have to use our technology to be able to communicate with the guys out, you know, that lived in the galaxies or way over there and shit, and over yonder, that's watching the birth of a certain star cluster and shit. That's just like, you know, how beautiful it is. Doing a survey with a few billion other guys and shit, a few 100 billion other guys on a ship that can house 100 decillion souls on that motherfucker. These niggas is just traveling, looking at Most High's creation like, oh shit. And this is what we do. And they don't want us to know that we these niggas. And these niggas that already went out is already back. We wouldn't even be talking like this. We have to tap into our supernatural organic, you know what I'm saying, technology, which is inside. That's how we man, we gotta use the wires yet. That's why Most High shitting on motherfuckers. Like, oh, that's why you hear a lot of the babies saying, oh, yeah, I got that download. I got this download. Yeah, that's Most High. And his ancestors around him and them. And he heard everybody and shit. You know what I'm saying? All of us and shit, man. Now we all know, we boycotting a lot of shit. Niggas is naturally getting tired of a lot of shit. Because we getting out of their heavens. They have inorganic heavens over our land. That's what they did, because they created a whole spell, especially in big ass cities like Chicago, where there's a lot of Choctaws at. There's a lot of Choctaws in Chicago. I'm a Choctaw. Man, you so fucking Choctaw, you know they can't fuck with too many of us and shit, you know what I mean? So niggas is on some shit, you know what I mean? So they had to do a big necromancy spell to keep clouds covering the sun over that beautiful city. It's a very beautiful city. The people ain't fucked up. People are very talented in Chicago, man. I'm talking about some of the most talented people you ever see in your life. Musically wise, singing wise, there's probably out of 10 people, there's probably about 4 mugs that can sing. That's impressive, G. Whereas if you go anywhere in the world, a motherfucker can't hold a note to save their life. Because it already shows the proof that we've been in tune with music for so long, for hundreds of thousands of years. We've been past the whole little dude. We had to give that to them. We had to be like, okay, hold on, nigga. You hit the drum, is it like this? They get the shit and go, they fresh out of Alaska. Them motherfuckers kind of crazy. If you ever look at some Siberians living in Alaska, look at some old National Geographic shit, you see what they be doing and shit. Man, you know, they ain't as ripened yet. But these happened to be with us, we had to help ripen they motherfucking ass. When they came in our land and teach them how to connect with the all spirit, you know? So that's what pretty much happened. And so we told them how to hold a note, you know? Same as we go to, when you go to Tibet, you go to the, you know, any place that's dealing with the D notes or something like that. Okay, we show you from a base level now. Like, okay, that's how it is. Now we finna show you, we got fucking choir, now we got notes and shit, now we got motherfucking, you know, chords. We got 4 people with 4 different notes that can go, you know, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So we dealing with that. Now you hear us singing and shit. Like, damn. Now we're putting the words to the song to have meaning and shit to give you a further in-depth comprehension of what we're saying. Through music. Nigga, cold. When I say cold, I'm talking about cold as a motherfucker. Do some cold motherfuckers, dog. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about pulling back, anybody in a narcissistic point of sense of mindset, they're gonna be nervous because they're losing a narcissistic supply source. Hence, they like, damn, nigga, why you ain't helping us? So that must have proved that niggas must have been your supply source to even feel good. When a nigga says hi to you, that makes your day. But you can give us, that can make some people, that can make someone give the evil eye to that person, even though it made their day. They try to pull back from letting that make their day so bad because the nigga is so made their day so good just by saying hi. You look nice today. You know, the color of your hair, it brings out your high cheekbones or some shit like that. You know, when we compliment people, we ain't lustful. It's like an honest truth. Like, bitch, I see that in you. You know what I'm saying? If I was to be banging with you, I'll be looking at the cheekbones and shit. But you know, they pull back from that compliment. They don't want to feel that good because that cluster B personality, that clinging to that they have, that disorder, they go to butterfly most high now. You know what I'm saying? That disorder that they have, they'll cling to you. They don't want to become dependent on you. And if they got a lot of money, they know whatever way they do to keep you, they don't want you to play them and shit. Because you're an empath, you can feel how they feel. You may play them for their money and shit. But niggas already got money. But it was just stolen from us. We just want our money back. You know what I'm saying? Or the ancestors going to go ahead and do it. Y'all don't know what to do with the golds and jewels and shit. What the fuck you going to do? Just to say that you got it? It's like being out here say that you're out here, huh? You know what I'm saying? The island punishes a motherfucker out here if you're not spiritually in tune. Ain't no bail out this motherfucker. It's like you reap what you sow real fast. Like, I'm talking about quick. The only way you keep happy out here, if you not a nigga, or someone who has kundalini up at least to the heart chakra, at an aloha type of vibe in this little area, you gotta have some type of money, because that'll keep you some type of happiness. You can go buy something. They have a store around for these people who got money and shit, so they can be some kind of happy and shit, because they don't know how to generate happiness, like from nothing. It's like cooking from scratch. Like, how did you make that cornbread? I made that shit from scratch, nigga. What? You made it from scratch? How do you do that? This is what corn looks like. How you make this look like bread? You know what I'm saying? That right there is like, oh man, you magical motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Show me. You know? So we did things like that, you know. But as we went around the world, niggas went around the world leaving their pictures at places. At that time, our pictures were on mountains and shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on like little pieces of paper or shit that you find at, you know, somewhere. If you're walking down the street and shit, you see a little piece of paper of a nigga and shit of his, you know, of him promoting something. No, you see a row of statues of these niggas. You know what I mean? Or something carved into the wall, or something carved into a mountain and shit with a tree growing around it. That's what you'll see. Something that'll be left in time. That's why Angkor Wat, it was preserved. When the French found that, they was like, God damn, gods must have made this place. Because they started cutting around it, they seen how beautiful it was and how it was aligned up with the stars and shit. They're like, man, niggas had to make this. Meaning when I say niggas, somebody with their kundalini to the crown chakra and beyond had to come up with the architectural development, structural and technology to build this shit. They knew not to accredit it to anyone outside of them. And not to say alien, because aliens, they knew they refer to niggas as aliens. They know in their heart, aliens are niggas. The niggas from America in particular. They know that. There's niggas that, I don't say niggas, they're just black that grow with the planet too. But our ancestors came to the planet, like we grew, like took the elements and like boom, came together like, yo, I'm gonna live life. Most High said, yo, nigga, there's a place where you can live at. We were so spiritually advanced. I gotta get to the point where it's like, yo, Most High allows spirits who had never lived a physical life, but still was able to ascend in their spiritual development, and while their parents are still in the flesh as they're feeding upon them, but they're still being taught by, you know, Most High's nurses and doctors in the S realm to grow them up, and they become high in ranking in the spiritual life, but they don't have physical development. They don't have physical life. The Most High allowed these spirits or niggas to go and start life on brand new worlds that the Most High tell them through the vast creation. Like, they get the inspiration because they're in Ethereum. They connected right to the Creator. So they get the inspiration. Yo, there's a world, they traveling the shit. There's a world over here that I just built, I just made. Ain't nobody on the shit yet. Go and enjoy the fruits of the world. I mean, ain't no humans or nothing type shit. Go enjoy the fruits of the world in the flesh. And y'all live your life. Boom. That's what we did. And when we came to, that's why we stuck to where we was at. We weren't mixed with everybody. We only mixed with everybody when we went to their lands and shit. And when we went to their lands, we started to get influenced by some of their false gods too. Because when they die over their lands, they have false heavens. They have heavens too, but they have barbaric heavens. So they have like kings and shit. But we didn't really need no kings. We had chiefs and rabbis in our families, but we had the Most High as our divine king and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we got that was embedded in us from our spirit, from our etheric ancestors and shit. For forever ago. And that's what they pissed. They pissed about that shit. Even to put it together like this, they're like, damn. Because the unseen putting it together. The Moors is pissed about this. Because we connected and to break it down. You know what I'm saying? And so we was hence to civilize the Moor. We had to civilize the Moor, G. Most High wanted us to civilize his ass. He talking about he the father and mother of civilization? Like, nah, nigga. Most High wanted us to civilize you, to bring you up to par so you can graduate off the earth too. You ain't gonna just be living here on this motherfucker and think you're gonna just be feeding upon spirits, upon your death and shit, upon transitioning And then you're gonna be continuing to create false heavens or false cities in your little false heavens and shit. Them days is done. Ain't none of that shit happen no more. Ain't no false nothing. Hell is breaking loose, nigga. Love is resting. So we gotta raise y'all asses up. Do we gotta mix with you though? Nah, nigga. You got the 9 ether. You got the spiral too. You can raise up, motherfucker. You got common sense. You can catch on. Shit, you thought you was smarter than us. Shit. Now you're realizing why niggas is a certain way to put it together. Niggas been around. They genes have been around since before your ass been around. Like, before you sprang up on earth, nigga. My ancestors was born of light. Hence, we came in the flesh. You motherfuckers, you came from the flesh. It's okay. You're gonna go through the whole process and shit. It's okay. Cause we was accepted to be number 2 through the spell and shit. We was like, oh, Africa's the shit. Hey, Europe's the shit. Yeah. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We running with it. Y'all the shit, but we just who we is. Not realizing we got every goddamn thing and shit. And then our land got all the water and the canals and all this shit. And not realizing the history, because we didn't know the history of our shit. We didn't even know that, oh, damn, our ancestors built canals and waterways from Lake Superior all the way down to Galveston, Texas, man. Like, we're connected to the whole land. New York to the California island. But they'll say the California, you know what I'm saying? But anyhow, you know what I'm saying? Who's already doing the goddamn thing? And so this is what we're catching up the bar, and we're putting it in with the spiritual sense. We weren't just doing spell work on our people. We had to tell them, say, hey man, the ancestors over there had to tell our ancestors in light, had to tell their ancestors like, yo man, Most High is like showing y'all can't be doing ancestral worship. You know what I'm saying? It's about the all spirit. You can't be having witches and warlocks and going and doing all these hexes. You can do it, but it's going to deter you and decline your ascension. You can't. You want to ascend, you don't do that. We try to tell them. So hence it's like, yo, okay, well you can't come over to our land doing that shit, because in our shit, it's the Most High, you know? So they found a way to get over to our land. Hence, they knew we were going to treat the Cabbage Patch very good, because we know that they couldn't get right. You know, we've been around so long, we still treat them so good, and we're like the best caregivers they ever had. And I'm telling you, you can see anytime a black person's caregiving an old white person, man, they making them feel the greatest they ever felt in their whole entire life, you know? We're great caregivers. That's who we are. So our so-called enemy or little brother in them, they knew. You know what I'm saying? When they came onto our land, they did something very foul to get exiled from our land. As a whole, people's like, nigga, y'all, no, all y'all niggas gotta go. Not just you, Cain. Nigga. Cain is this motherfucker. Like, Cain, no, nigga. Your lineage, nigga. You had to go somewhere else. Even though they said the nigga had a beard, that's a different story. But like, nigga, you gotta go somewhere else. You gotta go over there with all the goddamn animals running around, big motherfuckers and shit and all that shit that we gonna leave over there, that we brung some over there. You can, you know, do what you do. You can't be around us, big dog. We're over here trying to ascend and be on the godly level while we're in the flesh. That's what we're doing. Our ancestors are not witches and warlocks, but we've been enticed to do it. But a lot of them now, they like waking up in the S realm too. Like, nigga, no, it's the all spirit, nigga. And I got my own little supernatural powers that I got, type shit. And that was given to me by the Most High, and I'm gonna cultivate these gifts for forever. And that's the way He told me, all the way in the spirit realm. That's why white folks want to get into your heavens, because they realize, a lot of them, they know the truth. They realize, like, damn, these ones is not like them ones. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up. In their spirit, because they got a spirit. It mean I have a soul. Some of them got some type of soul. You know what I mean? The drop been passed through their line a few times. But you got a spirit though, you know? And so they feel it. And if they feel that, it's like, oh man, those are the ones that are willing to ascend in vibration to do what it takes to get into Ethereum. Basically to be like on Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody didn't want Captain Picard and his people in the game. They're like, nigga, how the fuck you get up in heaven, man? Vulcans didn't like that shit. They're like, y'all niggas is volatile, man. We shouldn't even let y'all niggas in heaven. But they got in, though, nevertheless, and shit. You know what I mean? Or into the Ethereal, the higher heavens. That's higher heavens. And anytime MOORS go to a world, they stop, you know, the Ethereans always stop into atmosphere first. All the shit go down in the atmosphere first, the unseen realm and shit that we can't see with our physical eye. Like the vast ass cities and shit that's going on in the heavens. Once I bring it in, you know what I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm gonna say, nigga. Aha, nigga. Yeah. So, you know, it happens in those parts first. And then it comes down to the earth plane. After the Ethereans, our ancestors and all that, survey the world and shit and see what's popping. Boom, boom, boom. Everything's set in order. Now, you know, for our delivery, you know, everything's set for our delivery and shit. All we gotta do is do the celibacy, repent, and get back in tune with each other. But then it comes down in the flesh. Lands get to hand it back. You get to go to certain areas. Motherfuckers are gonna see how the area reacts to your body and shit. Since your physiology ain't been over there in 1,000 years and shit, you ain't been at that point. But now they want to see. The power is at word, and power is at be now and shit. You know what I'm saying? How things activate with your kundalini. You can't be in certain places with your kundalini low. So that's the old world. This is the new world. You know what I'm saying? And to keep the happiness at a certain level and shit. So you can be able to be in places where it's sunny all the time, you don't be mad and shit. Because some parents are eating the right food for one, coming back with the right food. No false prophets wanted us to eat fruits and shit. They know that's the best food that you can eat. You know what I'm saying? Because that'll curb your appetite. You ain't gotta eat cooked meal every day. You can eat every 48 hours. That's why I'm on this shit. So I telling them, they said, look, I'm telling you, oh, turn around. See. But it ain't gonna come all the way in though. But it's fun. It look like it is though. You can just feel the roaring. And mama up too, moving the tail, all that, man. They pissed. They scared. They like, man, shit. What's gonna happen? They don't even know what's gonna happen with niggas, man. You know? But anyhow though. But that goes back to the MOORS and stuff, man. I'm not mad at them, but you know, they try to find a way. And some of our people who had the heart to be one of those, to try to separate ourselves. I mean, I had to use to see financial one statements and shit. I wasn't trying to sell them, but it was niggas that was MOORS that was trying to sell their little paperwork. Like, nigga, I say you this for $100. Nigga, like, nigga, does it work for you? Nigga, are you motherfucking upset, nigga? Nah, nigga, nah. But that shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I done looked at all the internationals and shit like that. It's like, nah, nigga. If your ass ain't no way. If you ain't got the power of the Most High, that's it. Cause ain't nothing else, nigga. They got your technology. You can't even operate the shit. Then your cathedrals with the cathedrals got these big ass organs in there, man. You don't even know how to play these motherfuckers no more. They don't even know how to play them motherfuckers. It's big ass giant organs. It's huge, like for giants to play, basically. And I've seen them, man. I live at the top of the Nile of the West, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, all that shit. They got so many cathedrals. I did the videos back then of Tataric structures. I'm about to link them shits. Be like, yo, nigga, this is what we was. I had to wait for everybody to catch up a little bit. Like, damn, man, this is what we is. They didn't build none of this shit. It's our shit. They didn't motherfucking use slaves. These is motherfucking lawyers and doctors and shit that they done put in motherfucking bondage, man. Farmers and oh man, gee. Very fucking skilled society, man. But it took every 200-year interval they got stronger up until that last little 1900, and that was their last little point. And now they offspring think they finna enjoy it, but it's not. They're gonna do what they naturally like. They naturally like niggas, so they're gonna naturally want to work with niggas anyways. And you know we don't care. Shit, we just like, yo, you know how we are. We got a heart of the Most High, man. Cause we, you know, future shit. We like, man, in the galaxies, this guys that's 100,000 years old that don't even think about their own planet that they was born on and shit. They're like, them niggas is then live in different areas of the land. And you can't even imagine the life forms and shit. Imagine shit. Some guys say, man, that they haven't seen the same thing twice. There's some guys that's been living, they call it eon guys, man. Them motherfuckers done lived so long, they just travel. And just explore, nigga. They just explore, like what you call Star Trek or whatever and shit. These niggas just explore shit, you know. And that's how they learn. They come back to their own worlds and they just build with information, you know. And these guys are really old though, you know. They got guys that's old now though. Wales is out here. Yeah, they got guys that's old on atmosphere too, you know. So, but Or in Etheria, I meant, you know, Etheria, of course, that's your inheritance spot. But from there is where you just hop off, you do whatever, you know. But you got to get disciplined. And when you get disciplined on the earth shit, you leave the earth shit alone. Then you're going up into your light body, you know what I'm saying? You just learning how to transition. You know, that's why we didn't have murder in our land and stuff like that, conniving, manipulation. We just had regular life. If shit happened, you know what I'm saying? We fought, you know, we had boxing, we did all that shit. We still express things, you know? So, but now it's so corrupt. We can't even have Olympics. Our entertainment's corrupt. But you see, with the Hollywood shit getting burnt up, you know, look what the powers is going down. They're letting this shit happen. You know, kind of putting niggas back into their point. You know, a lot of the so-called immigrants is upset. We're seeing face now. You know. A lot of farms is getting shut down. You know, those farms will be put up for sale for the dirt for a nigga to come get. All them acres once again. Somehow, some way, that'll be the great grandson of a certain farmer that lived a long time ago that got their farm took from him, but got them another farm returned back to him 10 times bigger in their family lineage. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really going down. This is why I'm saying you just got to be patient. You just got to be patient, man. They want us to be patient, but that's a part of our jewels in our life. Our family put in the work to do that. You know, any of those false gods doing the sacrifices and shit, all that's false gods, that's sacrificing all that shit to who am I? The false Jews, the false Arabs, all these motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in the Arab major. That was the real Arab. You know, we live in the India major. You know what I'm saying? That's our shit. India's superior. Yeah, India minor, all them other places. Arab minor, you know, not a lot of things going on. But now, yeah, what we did have was always a unit. Hiawatha united us all and shit. So that's what's going on now. We was wondering how in the hell you do that shit. But you know, right now we was at such a low state that the only way we can do it now is through our own self-savior, basically, shit, abilities. And that's just making knowledge born to one another. By doing that, we're saving one another through the hells and atrocity that you have to go through to come out right. Just showing our love and shit. Like, yo, I seen that over there. Bro, you don't even want to go that way. This is the way over here and shit. Well, a lot of us is over this way now. And it's understood that only the chosen walk that way. For the ones who needed to go that way, they have to get on that path and let everybody go their way. You know what I'm saying? You just make knowledge born. That's all you can do in this day and time. And everybody's going to find the Most High within their own self, within their own heart, which is the vortex. Once again, gotta keep reiterating that shit. And that's how we get to it. And that's what they want to disconnect us from, our heart, man. You know, they don't like that shit. I'm telling you. So yeah, just to sum it up real fast, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I said it before, but I know I'm gonna wrap it up now because I gotta go do what it do. But the thing is, though, these heavens all are being put back in order, but now they're gonna be put back in order all over the whole earth. But over the whole earth of where we're at. In our land, though, in every land that was pretty much invaded and taken advantage of, you know what I'm saying? All the heavens is going to be restored. In that, you know, life be cool. You can go travel to and fro. Not to say shit won't happen, but you're going to have little shit going on. But as long as you keep your light up, you with your angels and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? You can inspire other angels or beings who never lived a physical life. What gods are supposed to do, they're supposed to make sure that, you know, that these beings who were aborted at childbirth, who never seen a physical life, don't roam the physical plane and strive to entice mortals. They naturally decline and they're naturally like acting in the lower self. They don't know what the higher self is. They can't really comprehend that. They don't know how the flesh operates. They just know how to entice it and, you know, manipulate it. But fortunate enough for the mortal, they don't know how to really move matter like that. Only the higher angels, the high grade angels can move matter and touch shit and show themselves. Like our ancestors can move shit, touch shit, build shit, make shit, buildings and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They already done mastered that shit. But you got Drujita or other angels or anyone who transition and call angels and stuff. That's like just an angel. But, you know, or any other, you know, S being, a spirit being who hasn't lived a physical life, they're going to naturally decline. And if they've been around for hundreds of years and shit, just traveling around and feeding off of just mortals, some of them find a way to do it by just finding a mortal. And if that mortal has, you know, portals that can be opened up, like through the foods that they eat, like the parasitic foods that can cause them to have like schizophrenia and shit like that in minor levels, because undigested animal proteins from foods, you know, enlarging your brain has been proven to cause schizophrenia and other mental illnesses. And you see that a lot through a lot of white folks, white teeth, I can say that. That's in America, you know, through their little hospices and stuff like that when they had their death stares. You know, but these spirits, they feed along to these beings, certain beings who are weaker. Even if some of them are swift, they got already legions that are already like, yo, they got contracts with hospice and hospitals and shit on babies that are born from individuals, and also orphanages too, where these spirits can feed on these newborns or even little kids and like hijack them and shit, especially from birth though, where they can get used to their body. And that means they're up in rank, like a person's waiting on, most like coming in, like a person's waiting on a certain body organ or something like that. Even though they don't give a fuck, they will use the organ, they don't care. That shit still fuck them up. But yeah, like a person waiting on that, they'll be waiting on a person to come in, a young person in particular. And these spirits feeding on them for life, basically. And that's where the whole little reincarnation shit coming at. The niggas ain't been reincarnated. That's coming from the false god and all them niggas, man. You know, we get the fuck out of here. That's what we do. We're not on no keep coming back on Earth and trying to perfect your physical body amidst the chaos and shit. It take forever. You're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? You perfect the spirit, get the hell up off the earth plane, don't desire nothing on the earth, don't go out, visit other worlds. Or come back, visit Earth, continue while the Earth is still alive and shit. You're studying shit in the ocean and shit. Only that a spirit can do. Like going to the depths of the water that ain't no flesh can get a physical object that low in the water with the pressure that it holds, especially in salt water. The spirit had to tell us how to breathe, how to hold our breath in salt water to even dip down, to even go lower, because the pressure is so fucking thick, you know? Fresh water is different. But, you know, energy, Etherians do this, though. Etherians can go into the water and go down deep. They done mastered the earth. You know what I mean? And some of these spirits around here that making us think that they're older than all, that they're like got the earth plane on lock, they haven't mastered that shit. They were only given lenses, like binoculars and shit to see shit. Like they can look down that far. They get only far enough, and they can look the rest. In hell, they can get far enough to get down to the next realm. They're not F. They're not ether. They can't get past the third Van Allen belt either. They're not ether. Only niggas can do that. And we can do that in our dreams and shit. But also, that's called out of body shit. Only niggas can do that. Only how they know about that, because the nigga told them and showed them, like, yo, man, we have out of body experiences. Like, we play with each other in the dream room. Like, we naturally keep the memory. Like, we know. Oh, don't start telling us. You're telling us. Like, that's right, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. There's a lot of energy. But yeah, if we even get this information out, I think one of us had to heal enough to connect the dots. Because a lot of us doing that work, we're not really connecting all the way. We're still thinking mortals is doing this shit. These motherfuckers, we're giving these motherfuckers more credit than they deserve, man. There ain't no goddamn way in hell they can make all spirit allow them to be able to entice niggas and be able to master niggas for a certain amount of time over a certain period of time to even make it to America. That was given. That was a way of manipulation. That's kind of shown in the NOI story of the Yakub's grafted devil and shit. How he was grafted and over a period of 600 years, they was able to, you know, make this person and taught them how to master and manipulate, you know, the original people of the earth, basically. This is in their lessons. I ain't making shit up. So, you know, basically, yeah, you know, that's kind of like what was going on and what's going on. But when he didn't imagine that, our heart touched theirs so much that there's a lot of them that really want to help. I mean, I had a lot of them that want to do certain things. They want to do right. And that they'll do right even if their heart is opposite. Meaning that their hearts be declined to do wicked shit sometimes. You know, like their vortex go to the lower earths, the lower realms and shit. You know? And if they're able to fight that, they get higher spiritual grade. You know what I'm saying? And able to be around us, really. That's their whole goal. That's their reward. Is to be around niggas. That's why Trump is like, yeah, nigga, we got the prized possession. We got the nigga. Shit, we don't need nothing else. What the fuck else we need, nigga? We got the nigga, dog. You know what I'm saying? Now niggas can, if they do certain things, niggas can be in the Olympics now without discrimination. They can be swimmers and shit. Niggas is very good swimmers, man. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want, they can't train them, but they don't want them to do that too much. They get flack if you're doing air, you know what I'm saying, gymnastics and stuff. It's just like a lot of shit they had to go through. These niggas ice skating shit. This nigga is ice skating so cold right now. He'd be like, God damn. But they wouldn't want to take that, accept that in the Olympics. But they'll accept some fake watered down breakdancing. And ain't no niggas up in there and shit. Niggas leave shit alone when they be like, man, fuck that. We gonna go create something else. And that's what happened. Oh, I got some gang stalkers and shit. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get up. Usually when I attract men, I'll be like, it ain't a woman and shit. Like, some women you can feel too, they be opposite too, because they get hijacked too. But mostly all the men, because they low on their light. So they'll get hijacked, and the spirit will just be the one that's very required to, you know, and a lot of these mothers are already being feeded upon. They ain't even they self. Anyway, a lot of these mothers ain't. You know what I'm saying? You can tell anyways right away. You're dealing with the S run, the spirit run, you're starting to see now. You know? Some of us can be that way. And some of us that are feeded upon, those energies want to heal. Some of them want to heal. They're waiting on you to make the decision to help a motherfucker to heal. Like, man, heal us, nigga. I don't know. We don't know shit. We fucked up. This what we're supposed to eat? All right, we're going to go help get you more of that to eat, nigga. You start turning them motherfucking gin or them drujits, and they your friends. They go out and do the shit for you now. They're like, this nigga, hey, they respect you and shit. They're like, hey, we been here for about 300 years, nigga. I ain't seen a nigga yet. Try to even do this. Go get this nigga whatever this nigga need, man. They gonna do dirt for your ass. You ain't even say nothing. That motherfucker came back. Meaning that you look down on the ground, it's like $500 and shit. Where that come from? You asked the Most High for some money, but he used the drujits and shit, the gin, to get your ass some money. You know what I'm saying? That's how Most High is. They all a part of it. The all. So, that being said, man, all right. Love y'all. I was on this tank. Minute 15 down in there, 17 in this motherfucker. That means I've been in the sun too, absorbing the light, the heat rays, and showing the proof that we silicon based. You know what I'm saying? We see the little strides and the vents and the cuts, because we're doing the cut season. I ain't showing everything. But we're getting the shoulders up, you know what I'm saying? We're a little bit older. Getting the shoulders up, you know, you gotta keep it up, man, when you're a little older, man, because you get all lagging up in there when you're older. It should be like, you know, it won't look right, nigga. You won't feel like you walk past the mirror and be like, hey, something missing. Something missing. And I got the key too. And then you know how to hit them motherfuckers. And they ain't gotta be in the gym all grunting and lifting up weights and no. You know what I'm saying? Most I kept he made sure he kept me out that shit, because I would have been all their sports. He made sure. He broke my neck. He made sure at my 33rd, he made sure, so I could be able to and be able to still to talk and be grateful and chop it up with my future ones, man. And so we'll still be in the game together and shit. But yeah, I definitely got the key. We got the Most High giving the downloads. You know what I'm saying? All glory and grace. All glory to the Most High for putting in the work. For all the babies in the land hitting off Instagrams. I don't even watch TikTok, but I know they killing them on there. The motherfuckers is upset on how niggas dropping so many damn jewels on there. I'm looking around like, oh man, this Most High. Jewel after jewel and shit, like, who ain't that married kid? It's a nigga? Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's showing off. I'm just like, and we don't like it to come to this point. None of us want it to come to this point. Not even with our own people, we never liked it to have a fun. We like, nigga, if it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So now they like, damn, we don't want this to be, but now we have to showcase who he is and shit, I guess. On that point, just by being natural, like, nigga, this is what we do naturally, man. We've been doing this shit for 1,000 years. How dare you act like you us, man? You know what I'm saying? Watch when you start seeing little babies playing with copper wires and shit, man, and magnets. Watch when you see that. Watch when you see the inspiration from that, nigga. If babies is already running hip-hop, because that's a young thing, hip-hop is a young music, they already rhyme. We've been rhyming since we was 8, 9 years old, and they still doing it. Just imagine when we start playing with these pipes and playing with electricity and playing with, you know what I'm saying, just shit, the atmosphere, nigga. Just imagine, and without no interruption. When I say interruption, I'm talking about without no type of gaslighting or projection, making a nigga feel bad for doing certain things. You know, we didn't know better, man. We looked at ourselves in the wrong way. But now, just imagine these babies that are coming into the game. They some strong little motherfuckers. Now imagine when they start showing them how to use the magnets. These motherfuckers are gonna start using their intuition, really picking up the spoon with their minds and shit too, while creating technology, hovering technology. Be like, damn, this motherfucker gonna create a thing where he can set a force field. We can set a force field around itself, or put a force field on the table, and you put a cup on the table, and a cup just sitting there, ain't even touching the table. You can put your hand there, don't even fuck yourself up. Like, damn, how'd you find this out? We don't even know, because we know that niggas can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's always born in somebody's family and shit. We're like, damn, that baby is smart. We'd be happy as hell for that baby and shit. We just love it. And people, they seem like, damn, that's what niggas do. That's what we always do. We live for it. We love that shit. We love the fucking uniqueness of our people, man. That shit is beautiful. We know when we know some nigga shit. And guess how? When niggas come up with shit like that, I guarantee you they not having sex. That's what make niggas niggas. Their kundalini's up. Especially when they're children. Oh, you see little Michael Jackson, that nigga wasn't having no sex. That nigga could sing like he was a grown person. He had so much kundalini in him. Man, they had to find a way to do something to that brother. That shit was too high. He was chilling with grown people. He was probably older than grown people. The grown people felt like a child to him. You know what I'm saying? This is Michael at a child when he was 9 years old, dude. It just goes to show you that man was, it just show you our people. Jesus was an example of how his own body became an instrument. He used his own body as, he wasn't even playing instruments, but he used his own body as a complete instrument. Singing, dancing, rhythmically in tune, and even writing. Man, that's beautiful. And all of us do it now, though. I'm just saying, at that time, a lot of us wasn't doing that shit. It was just like, what? This man can do this and that, and no matter what he did, everybody just flocked to it. It was that big, G. Anybody second to him would be like a Muhammad Ali or a Michael Jordan or something, man. But Michael was bigger than all of them motherfuckers. And I was from a CHOCTAW. He's a CHOCTAW. You know, so it just goes to show, you know, how strong the Kundalini is. And when you start having sex, start losing it, doing drugs and shit like that, eating the wrong foods, you kill this light that's inside you that's birthed in Bethlehem, which is your sacred chakra, which is basically where the Christ is born. And you're not cultivating that. You eating the wrong shit, and I'm saying drinking and smoking, man, you're killing that light. And you're gonna never have enough time to get up to the crown chakra. And the more we have sex too, and throughout the years, it damn near can diminish the light. But you know, some of us still got it and still able to be able to do it, to cultivate that light. You know, have the desire to not have sex and not, you know, to have the desire to quit things. Not the desire, but having the will to quit things, to quit toxic habits and shit. You know, that's how you do it. It's really in the spirit. Ain't no other way you quitting shit. Your will ain't that strong. If that light ain't up. If you're naturally not born with that light, your will is gonna be fucked up. We got one over here. That's cool. Hopefully you don't come over here and meet us. But you know what I'm saying? Your will gotta be strong. Some of us is born with high Kundalini. You know what I mean? The higher the Kundalini, the more stronger your will is. So the more you diminish it, the weaker you are. And that's what they count on, weakening us through our Kundalini, molesting our eyes, our ears, our sights, our sound, our touches and shit, everything out of harmony, you know, out of whack. You know, when you listen to black folks in the South talk, it's like a music, it's like song, it's like a song. Oh, here come the Most High. I said it just like that. Oh, here come the Most High, here come the Most High. It's like a song. When you hear us jiving and shit, my dad and them, everybody from Memphis and shit. I'm from Mississippi. But to hear him and all his friends talk, man, it's like a song. It's like entertaining. People sit there and just be like, God damn. It's very entertaining and shit, dude. You know? And all of us too when we talk. They love to hear us. When we have conversation with each other, it's very entertaining. We're gonna get back to that. You know, what's up, man? It's like that's how we talk. Music and shit. Man, I can't call it, man. I'm over here doing that. That's how we do it. All right, I love y'all. Thanks for joining in. I'm gonna go ahead and apple pop it. That being said, peace. Eat them fruits, berries, and melons, and repent. We're on that celibacy season. Don't worry, we're just a month into the year. We're already a month up. This is my year since the last time it allowed me to release without having no toxic dreams or shit like that. Most High made sure you got that part of it. I was pissed, but it wasn't a lot, so I was happy. But either way it goes, we already been up 6 years in that. And that's just a month down. So anytime you lose a month, you get it back up. And I just felt I had to get the whole year back. Like, nigga, I got the month back and the whole year back. Without even doing nothing. You ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Keeping them shits right in his ass. Not to say you ain't going to have to be faithful cross, but it won't be as molesting. You know what I'm saying? And you get through it. Don't worry. Get your Kegels in, 100 to 200 Kegels a day. Right now, get your Kegels in right now. I was sitting here just doing with you right now, like, well, what you doing? Kegels. Nah, I'm just all right, I love you. But get them in on your own. All right. That being said, I'll be with you the next one. Peace.